Welcome to This Day in Baseball. We bring you everything from the thrill of victory to the agony of defeat and every milestone and oddball event in between. Today's game is courtesy of thisdayinbaseball.com. You can come for a peek, make friends for a lifetime. Before, after, and during the game, check out the links below the video and visit the player pages, parks, and teams as you listen to this blast from the past. You can catch us on every social media platform, and I want to do a special thanks to MLB Classic Radio Archives for this broadcast. Now, let's play ball.
Here are the men who will play in this afternoon's ball game. The umpires right now at home plate are receiving the batting orders that we're about to give you. For Milwaukee, leading off will be Shane D at second base. Logan will hit second. He'll be at shortstop. Mathews will be hitting third. He'll be at third base. Then comes Hank, who is center field. Hank Aaron in center field because Billy Bruton and Mantilla down at Pittsburgh ran together and each were injured on the play. All that means that they're going to be out for about 10 days. So Aaron's in center field. Wes Covington is in left. He'll hit fifth. Hitting sixth is Torrey at first base. Pasco in right field hitting seventh. Sawatski the catcher. And the pitcher is Bob Buell with a record of 9-5. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, leading off will be Neal. He'll be at shortstop. Gillian will be at second base. Snider will be in center field. And then hitting fourth is Elmer Vallow, the left fielder. Gino Simoli in right field this afternoon hitting fifth. And Hodges at first base hitting sixth. Roy Campanella hitting seventh will be doing the catching. Don Zimmer hitting eighth. He'll be at third base. And Sal Maglie will be doing the pitching. Sal Maglie with a 3-2 record. And no records this year with the Milwaukee Braves. The umpire-in-chief behind the plate for this one is Ken Burkhart. Hal Dixon will be at first, and Ed Sudol will be at second, with Tom Gorman, the senior of the group, down at third. The Brooklyn Dodgers have come out to take the field here under ideal playing conditions. Warm, breeze blowing out toward right field. Just the kind of day you like to sit around the ballpark and enjoy the activity on the field. Enjoy being with the folks you like to visit with during ball games. Sal Maglie getting ready out in the mound, is ready to fire his first pitch now. As soon as Ken Burkhart calls the first hitter up for the Milwaukee Braves, and that'll be Red Shandy. Calling up to the microphone now. Speaking for Lucky Strike Company for the play-by-play, here's Vin Scully. Vin?
Thank you, Al, and good afternoon, everybody. Very pleasant day to you, wherever you may be, as the Dodgers and the Milwaukee Braves begin this doubleheader, or I should say a two-game series, one today and then tomorrow night. It's a great way to start a day off, isn't it? Say about 25 words and you're wrong already. Okay. Red Cheney's batting .302 with 9 home runs, 38 runs batted in. The Redhead has hit in 10 straight games. Takes a pitch, it misses, ball one, 1-0. Red Cheney, Johnny Logan, and Eddie Mathews. Lucky Strike blowing smoke rings to you, wishing you the very best from Ebbets Field. 1-0 pitch is outside, ball 2-0. Looks in to get a sign from Campanella. Shane Dean's waiting now, and Sal delivers 2-0 and gets it in for the strike. 2-1. Maglie back again, 2-1. The pitch is belted high and deep to right field. Simoli to the base of the wall looking up at it, and this one is out of here. Over the screen and gone. Chandine sits a 2-1 pitch over the screen into Bedford Avenue, and the Braves have picked up a run in the first inning. For Chandine, his 10th home run, his 39th run batted in, and he has now hit in 11 straight games. And the batter, Johnny Logan. John batting .263, and Maglie serves him and misses outside, ball one. Logan with 6 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Maglie back again. The curve cut on and missed. 1-1. The Cubs and the Giants are playing a single ball game. Dave Hillman and Ray Crone in that one. It's not yet underway. Cardinals and Phillies play a doubleheader. And the Phillies are leading 3-0 at the end of 2 innings. Vaughn McDaniel against Kurt Simmons. 1-1er is a fastball at the hands. Ball 2. 2-1. The Phillies got their 3 runs in the first inning as Rip Rafalski hit a home run with 2 on. Though that's a big day at Philadelphia. The Cardinals and the Phillies in 2. Cincinnati and the Pirates will play 2. Logan swings and fouls the pitch away, 2-2. Alan Roth comes up with a very interesting note. Shane Dean for that leadoff home run in the first inning. It marks his first home run that he has hit here at Ebbets Field since 1952. And it's only the 3rd home run that Shane Dean has ever hit here at Ebbets Field. Maglie delivers, and a pitch is hit down towards short. Neal has to hurry, almost bobbles, and still makes his play for the out. Logan goes out short to first, 1 out. Continue with our scores. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. At the end of 4 innings, 1-0 in favor of Cincinnati. And Art Fowler. Swanson relieved by Perky in the first inning, and that's the first of 2. The Yankees and White Sox will be playing 2, not yet underway. Red Sox and Cleveland. The Indians lead 1-0 at the end of 1 inning. Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, Kansas City playing doubleheaders, but no report. The batter is Eddie Mathews, hitting .303, and Maglie's slow curve comes in and over for a strike. 0-1. Braves have a run here in the first inning on Red Chandine's leadoff home run. Eddie Mathews the batter now, and the strike 1 pitch to Eddie, missing just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Dodgers do not have a Mathews shift on. However, Charlie Neal has overshifted so much to his left that he is almost back of the bag at second. He's right on the fringe of the grass. Maglie ready. Comes back and misses outside again. Ball 2. 2-1. Mathews with 18 home runs, 49 runs batted in. And then the big man, not only in the Milwaukee lineup, but in the league, Mr. Henry Aaron, on deck. Maglie takes time for a moment, backs off the rubber. The 12th meeting between the 2 clubs, and the Braves have taken 7 of the preceding 11. Maglie delivers, and the fastball is bounced down to Gilliam. Jim is up with it cleanly, throws to first, and we have 2 outs. And now Mr. Henry Aaron. Well, let's see what Henry's done. He leads the major leagues in the most hits with 123, the most home runs, 28. The most runs batted in, 75. He leads the National League in batting average, 348. Swings a base hit, just as easy as you please. Boy, what a hitter. Vallow gets the ball back in, and Henry Aaron is now hit in 15 straight games. Aaron also leads in most runs scored, 67. He's a one-man gang, Mr. Henry Aaron. 2 hits off Maglie here in the first inning. The Braves have a run. 2 out on the batter, Wes Covington, hitting .287 with 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Wes, left-hand batter. Out on deck, Frank Torrey, another left-hand hitter. Maglie throws to first. Aaron had a short lead and hops back on. Maglie ready and set. Takes a peek at first and bends a curve. Is cut on and foul tipped away. 0-1. Both Felix Mantilla and Billy Bruton have knee injuries after that collision at Pittsburgh, and they're in bed over the weekend. Not supposed to stir at all till at least Monday. The strike 1 pitch to Covington. Fastball sliced down the left field line, going foul. That'll carry back into the crowd. Zimmer running down into the corner. Vallow coming over, but neither man had a play. 0-2 the count. The sun doing us a great favor, beginning to burn off the overcast now. We have some blue skies up above. And a very light breeze rippling out towards right. So if you're anywhere in the vicinity of the ballpark, come on out and spend some time with us. Shaping up as a pleasant afternoon, weather-wise. Strike 2 pitch. Fastball got him looking. Wes Covington with a shocked look as he turned around to look at Kenny Burkhardt and now walked away. In the first inning for the Braves, Red Chandine's hit a home run. 1 run on 2 hits. Henry Aaron left at first base. There were no Dodger errors. And at the end of half an inning, the Braves have a run and the Dodgers will be coming up. Now we have have a chance, we'd like to point out a group of over 400 here from the Burnside Center of East Hartford, Connecticut, enjoying a ball game today. And for all you folks along the Dodger Network, if you'd like to attend a Dodger ball game in a group with your friends, the man to contact is Jim Murray, care of the Dodgers, 215 Montague Street in Brooklyn. All right, bottom of the first inning, the Braves have a run, and the Dodgers now seeing what they can do against Bob Buell. Charlie Neal will lead it off, and Buell delivers fastball that's fouled back out of play. Charlie hitting .262 with 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Playing fine shortstop defensively, although his hitting has tailed off considerably. He's dropped around 14 or 15 points in the last few days. Neal, Gilliam, and Snider. Buell trying to rub a few wrinkles into a new baseball now, backs off the rubber. Eddie Mathews up about even with the bag at third. Buell ready, and the strike one pitch to Neal. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Buell, 9 wins and 5 defeats. He is 3-0 against Brooklyn. The other pitcher with an honor like that is Bob Perky. 1-1 fastball, foul back to the net. 1-2. Lifetime, Buell with 14 wins and 6 defeats. Making his 11th start lifetime against Brooklyn here at Ebbets Field. Bob throws very hard. The control is always his problem, but it also represents a problem to the hitters. They don't like to dig in against him too much. He leads the league in most walks, 66. The 1-2 pitch. Sharp curve, whacked down the left field line. That's going to be in there and go into the corner. Covington having to play the carom, and Charlie Neal will spin into second with a stand-up double. Charlie Neal doubling into left field corner to open up matters in the bottom of the first inning. Sawatsky went into the Brave dugout and changed gloves. The second pitch to Charlie Neal, I think, broke a webbing in the first glove, so Sawatsky made the change. All right, Jim Gilliam, batting .255, 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. He has hit in 12 straight games. Buell looks at second and delivers. Junior takes up high, ball 1. Gilliam actually tried to keep his streak alive yesterday and had a base hit, but the ball game was washed away. It didn't count. Buell, another look at second. The 1-0 pitch. Gilliam belted to right field, but back near the wall is Pasco to grab it for the out. Neal tags at second and alertly moves on to third. A nice base running play by Charlie Neal. Neal, instead of committing himself on the line drive to right, went right to the bag and held. And as Pasco caught it at the base of the wall, Charlie was off like a shot and made third base easily. So the Dodgers now have their potential tying run at third base with 1 out. And Duke Snider the batter. The Duke batting .272 with 18 home runs, 45 runs batted in. The right side of the infield is very deep. Shane Deans, the wanderer out there, is out on the grass. Corey very deep. Third baseman Mathews is up. Snider swings a high towering foul off first base. There'll be no play on the ball. It eventually goes back, catches the top of the roof, and goes out. 0-1. Charlie Neal at third base with 1 out. Last of the first inning, the Braves lead 1-0. On deck, Elmer Vallow. Buell ready. The strike one pitch to the Duke. Half swing, but he checks just in time, and the pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Snider started off and just did check. And the Dodger fans begin that rhythmical applause now, trying to stir up a few base hits and some runs. Snider swings a high twisting foul the other way down the left field line. There might be a play on this one. Coming over and trying to one-hand it, 2 men, Logan and Mathews. Tagging up as Neal. He'll score as Mathews throws to the plate too late. Charlie Neal ran a run in for Brooklyn in the first inning. Both Logan and Mathews converged on the ball in the bullpen. Neal, who had been alert to go to third on a fly ball to right, was just as alert on that twisting foul. Tagged up and came over, and she's all tied 1-1. Charlie Neal aiding the cause a great deal. Some fine heads-up base running. He's all tied 1-1, 2 out in the first inning, and Elmer Vallow, the batter. Elmer hitting .324. Buell delivers, sharp curve at his feet, ball 1. The Braves will run on 2 hits. The Dodgers will run on 1 hit. The 1-0 pitch to Elmer, way high and outside, ball 2, 2-0. It's a very tough play for Mathews. First of all, when you get down off foul ground, maybe 10 or 15 feet, it's sloping for drainage purposes. Eddie was also running away from the plate. Vallow lines a single to center. Aaron gets the ball back in, so the Dodgers continue. Vallow singles up the middle. Brave bullpen will stir immediately. And just about the biggest man you'll find in the National League gets up, Mr. Gene Conley. All 6'8" of him. The batter is Gino Cimoli, hitting .313 with 9 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Gino has been the most effective Dodger batter against the Braves this year. He's hit .359 against Milwaukee. 3 of Gino's 4 home runs that he has hit at Ebbets Field have come against the Braves. Curveball is down low, ball 1, 1-0. O'Neill opened up with a double, went to third on a fly ball to right, scored on a foul ball down the left field line, and now Vallow is singled. The 1-0 pitch, the fastball low, ball 2, 2-0. Brave run came on Red Chandine's home run. Well, Cimoli was swinging 3-0 the other night and won a ball game for Brooklyn. The 2-0 pitch to him is taken just outside, ball 3. Well, we'll see how Brooklyn plays it again. Cimoli up there with a 3-0 count. Looks to Billy Herman. Buell wanders off the rubber, now just as quickly as up on top. A 3-0 pitch to Gino, taken for the strike, 3-1. 3-1 pitch, cut on and fouled away, breaking ball at the knees. Full count to Cimoli, 2 out in the first inning of a 1-1 tie. Elmer Vallow at first base. To first just to keep Vallow close to the bag. Lucky strike, sending it all to you on a pleasant Sunday afternoon. Vallow goes a 3-2 or a high foul to the left of the plate. Sawatsky coming over. He has room. Mathews comes from third, but Sawatsky stays with it for the out. Cimoli fouling out the catcher, Carl Sawatsky. In the first inning for Brooklyn, thanks to some smart base running by Charlie Neal, the Dodgers pick up a run. 1 run on 2 hits, they leave a man, and there were no Brave errors. The end of 1 inning of play, Milwaukee won and Brooklyn won. And just like that, here's Al.
Well, it's all tied up as we go to the top of the second inning with Torrey stepping up to the plate. Let's get right back to Ben.
Frank Torrey batting .271. Maglie starts him with a curve and finds the corner for a strike, 0-1. Zach Wheat must have been quite a man, you know. Played 20 years without ever being thrown out of a ball game. A gentleman. Torrey with 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in, will be followed by Andy Pafko and Carl Sawatsky. Maglie back with a pitch that started to right field. Cimoli running parallel to the wall, turns and has to play to carry him off the ledge. Torrey on his way to second. Cimoli's throw to second is not in time. Gets by Neal, but it's backed up by Zimmer. So Frank Torrey starts the Braves off in the second inning, doubling off the right field ledge. It makes a great deal of distance where that ball hits out there in right field. If it hits the screen, it comes straight down. If it hits the wall, it'll come back at you. But if it hits the ledge, it bounces high in the air, and all the right fielder can do is wait for it to come down, and that usually means the extra base. Dodger bullpen up in a hurry now. Sandy Koufax and Carl Erskine. Torrey at second, nobody out, and the batter Andy Pafko hitting .279. Maglie takes a peek at second, works the plate, and misses low. Ball 1. One tie in the second inning. Maglie ready. The 1-0 pitch to Pafko, sidearm curve that drops too low. Ball 2, 2-0. Sandy Koufax and Carl Erskine throwing in the Dodger bullpen here in the second inning. Frank Torrey has just doubled off the right field screen. On deck, Carl Sawatsky. Koufax and Erskine are easing up a little bit down in the bullpen. They've been throwing pretty hard, so they're about ready if they have to come in a hurry. Maglie checks his sign. Sal ready. The 1-1 pitch to Bob Buell. High fastball that he reached for and didn't get. 1-2. Maglie staring in. The 1-2 pitch to Bob Buell. Curveball got him looking. Maglie now has 3 strikeouts. He strikes out Sawatsky and Buell to close out the inning. And even though he gave up an opening inning double to Frank Torrey, he leaves him right there at second base. No runs ahead, a man left on. The end of an inning and a half. Brooklyn 1, Milwaukee 1.
And now we move into the last half of the second inning here at Ebbets Field with Hodges, Campanella, and Zimmer, and 9:15, Vin Scully.
Well, that's the time I bought the watch, and I'm sentimental about things like that.
Well, that's what I said. It all figures, Vin.
1-1 tie, bottom of the second. Gil Hodges, Roy Campanella, and Don Zimmer. Gil batting .308. He has 10 home runs, 39 runs batted in. The Braves have worked the ball around the infield, and Mr. Bob Buell is ready to do some pitching now in the second inning. Gil settling in the hitter's box. Don't forget Friday night, July the 19th, Gil Hodges night, and a twilight night doubleheader to boot. We certainly hope you'll be with us. Buell ready and delivers to Hodges. In for a strike on 1. Tell you one thing about Gil. He's scared to death about Hodges night. Big, quiet on the shy side. He doesn't like the idea of being in the spotlight. Fastball is in there, 0-2. Rube Walker gave him some wonderful suggestions, though, for Friday night. He told Gil he should be thrown out of the game at his first at-bat of the first game, then get thrown out before the second game starts, then he wouldn't have to worry about trying to produce in front of all his friends. You be there Friday night. The 0-2 pitch to Hodges, a little high, ball 1, 1-2. Hodges, Campanella, Zimmer. 1-1 tie, second inning. Buell back with a sharp curve. Hodges swings and misses, and his bat goes all the way out towards short. So Gil strikes out. First strikeout for Bob Buell, and the batter, Roy Campanella. Campanella batting .236 with 12 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Buell works quickly, sets his first pitch at the knees for a strike, and Campanella lets out a holler you can hear up here as he backs out, turned and really let out an anguished cry to plate umpire Kenny Burkhart. Buell's back again to strike 1 pitch, outside, 1-1. Buell checking signs. Bob ready. 1-1 pitch to Campanella. Curve cut on and missed up around his eyes. Actually, Campy, I imagine, figuring the curveball would break more. And it stayed up there at the eyes, and it's 1-2. Buell back again. Fastball cut on, a high foul back of the plate. Sawatsky lost it in the sun. Now comes charging back, and it drops in front of him. Well, that's a tough play for any catcher. Sawatsky whirled and looked right up into the glare and couldn't find the ball, then made a belated start back towards the screen, and it landed about 3 feet in front of him. So Campanella has a life. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Campy backs out for a moment. Now he's in again. 1-2 the count to Roy. 1 out in the second inning. A 1-1 tie. Buell delivers 1-2. Fastball at the knees. Campanella caught looking, growling as he walks away. Well, Bob Buell has struck out 2 men. Shane Dean's 1 for 1, hitting .304, followed by Johnny Logan, then Eddie Mathews. 1-1 tie in the third. The Braves a run on 3 hits. The Dodgers a run on 2 hits. Shane Dean settles in the hitter's box. Maglie points to Hodges on the right side, alerting Gil, I imagine, in the event there might be a bunt. Maglie delivers, and the first pitch to Shane Dean's over for a strike. 0-1. Zimmer up inside the bag at third. Maglie back again with the strike one, and Shane Dean has to hop away, pitch at his feet. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just a light breeze blowing out towards right. Maglie winds, a 1-1 pitch to Shane Dean. Cut on, a line drive to left. Charging it is Vallow. Grabs it, goes to his knees, and holds on to it. A nice play by Elmer. Vallow came on as that sinking line drive into slightly left center. Caught the ball at his knees and tore out a big divot from the outfield. Stumbled, went to his knee, and might have twisted his leg a little bit as he walks back to his position. Oh, we have 1 out, and Johnny Logan, the batter. Logan hitting .262. Bounced out short the first in the first inning. Wait till they let a roar out on what the Pirates did. What the Pirates did in the 5th inning against Cincinnati. 5 runs. It'll be Pirates 5, Cincinnati 2 at the end of 5 innings. The 1-0 pitch to Johnny Logan, a curve in for a strike, 1-1. What the Pirates have did. Oh. One. On deck, Eddie Mathews. Maglie ready and delivers. Side-on pitch, cut on is a high pop fly in a very shallow left center. Snider's calling all the way. He comes over and takes it. 2 down. I think they're going to change the scoreboard and write on that Philadelphia thing. There it is. Phillies 5, Cardinals nothing at the end of 4. When he puts the 5 runs up for the Pirates in the bottom of the 5th inning, I imagine there'll be another roar. Eddie Mathews, the batter, 2 out, bases empty in the third, a 1-1 tie. Mathews batting .302. Eddie bounced out second to first in the first inning. Maglie's fastball over for the strike, 0-1. Sal staring in. Now the strike 1 pitch. Change up, and the balloon is way too high, 1-1. Staring in to get his sign. Campanella flashing it out to him. Sal delivers 1-1. Fastball cut on a high slice fly ball to left field. Vallow coming on and calling. Waits now, backs up a step and takes it for the out. Oh, that's it for the Braves in the 3rd inning. 3 fly balls. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, Brooklyn 1, Milwaukee 1. Paulie Neal doubled in the 1st inning. Right into the left field corner, and eventually came around to score the Dodger run. He's batting .265. Neal, Gilliam, and Snider, the way the Dodgers stack up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Buell ready and delivers. Fastball a trifle low, ball 1. Braves and Dodgers at it again tomorrow night. Don Drysdale and Bob Trowbridge. Buell ready, and the 1-0 pitch to Neal. Breaking ball inside, ball 2. He's talking about Trowbridge. He's a fellow who's up in the air right now. Wife expecting a baby, and she went to the hospital today, and he is sure hoping that the baby will be delivered before he pitches tomorrow night. 2-0 pitch to Charlie Neal is down low, ball 3. Be pretty rough to have to go out there to the mound wondering about whether you're going to be a parent any minute or not and still have to concentrate on strikes, huh? 3-0 pitch. In there for the strike. 3-1. Neal started to go to first, then comes back. So Bob Trowbridge and Don Drysdale tomorrow night. Hope you folks will be with us. The 3-1 pitch to Charlie Neal, cut on and missed. Strike 2, and he staggered under the backlash of his swing. He was cutting that hard. Full count. 1-1 tie, bottom of the 3rd inning. Neal, first man up. Full count pitch to Charlie, way outside, and low, ball 4. So Neal is on. Dodgers like to use this weapon right now. Neil on the base paths and Gilliam the batter. We'll see if they play a little hit and run or not. The Braves have Eddie Mathews inside third in the event of a bunt. Playing Torrey, holding Neil at first, also ready to charge. One out, Neil holding at first, and here's Snider. The Dukes fouled out in the first inning, down the left field line. Eddie Mathews and Logan converging. That's when Mathews caught it and Neil came on over. Snider batting .271. Takes the first pitch up high, ball one. 1-0. The end of 5.5 innings. The Pirates 5, Cincinnati 3. Phillies 5, Cardinals nothing at the end of 4. The 1-0 pitch to Snider. Too high, ball 2. 2-0. The Giants lead the Cubs 2-0 at the end of an inning and a half. We're 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. The American League pretty quiet yet, for the Eastern teams are out west. End of this inning, we'll have a complete rundown of all the scores for you. 2-0 pitch to Snider. Cut on is a high drive to deep center. Aaron goes back, now comes in a couple of steps, under it, and takes it about 4 feet from the center field wall. And back to first comes Charlie Neal. So Snider shakes him up a little bit with a long out to center. 2 down, and the batter Elmer Vallow, who singled to center in the first inning, batting .333. Elmer has done a fine job for Brooklyn, both as a pinch hitter and in starting assignments. In his starting assignments, he's appeared in 16 ball games, and in games where he has started, where he's had a couple of at-bats in each game, he's batting .365. Buell checks Neal. Now delivers. Neal goes. The curve is inside. The throw to Johnny Logan. Neal is out at second. So Charlie Neal out attempting to steal from Carl Sawatsky to Johnny Logan. In the third inning for Brooklyn, no runs, no hits, nobody left on. At the end of 3 innings of play, Milwaukee won and Brooklyn won. Now we'll get to the other scores.
Thank you very much, Vin. Hi, everybody. Mr. Big of the Milwaukee Braves coming up to the plate. Hank Aaron singled sharply to left field back in the first inning, so he has 1 for 1. Aaron, as Vin told you, leading the National League in about everything as far as hitting is concerned, batting at .350. Sal Maglie on the mound, ready to go now in the top half of inning number 4. He'll pitch to Aaron, Covington, and then Torres. Maglie takes a sign now from Roy Campanella. Swings into action, throws a curve in there that's over for a strike. Low balls, 1 strike as we move in the 4th inning. Maglie leaning forward now to get his sign from Campy. Delivers 0-1. Soft curve punched back to the screen, foul. Low balls, 2 strikes. The count on Hank Aaron. In case you tuned in with us late, the Milwaukee Braves scored first in this ball game when Shane Deans, as the leadoff man, hit a pitch over the right field screen out on the Bedford Avenue for his 10th home run of the year. And the Dodgers matched that one in the last half of the first, having Neal double. Pitch to the plate is low and outside to Aaron. His count is a ball and 2 strikes. After Neal doubled, Gilliam hit a fly ball deep to right field. Neal tagged up and went to third. And then as Snider fouled out deep behind third base to Mathews, Neal came in to score. Pitch is swung on by Hank Aaron. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's how it's been ever since. 1-1 between Milwaukee and Brooklyn. Hank Aaron, solid right-hand hitter. Maglie, the master of the curveball, out there working with him. Sal comes down 1-2. Curve is snapped off outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Where this ball game's going, sort of like waiting for the powder keg to blow up. Maglie sets, delivers now 2-2. A curveball hit down to the left side. At shortstop, Neal has it deep in the hole. Makes his throw to first. High, but Hodges has it. And that's all for Hank Aaron. A good, sure-handed first baseman can certainly save an awful lot of trouble. That's just what Hodges is. It's a pretty good target. Hitting left-handed now is Wes Covington. He was called out on strikes to retire Milwaukee in the first inning. One of the 3 strikeouts Maglie now has. Left-hand hitter. Batting at .284. Takes a curve in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to count on Wes Covington, Milwaukee's left fielder. He'll be followed by Frank Torre. Maglie forward, hiding that ball behind his knee. Now delivers 0-1. The curveball is swung on and missed for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. The end of 2 innings. Chicago nothing, and the Giants have 2. Maglie delivers. Covington takes the pitch shoulder high outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count. We'll be keeping an eye all afternoon on St. Louis, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Maglie delivers 1 and 2 now, and Covington swings and misses on a curveball for strike 3. Maglie hangs up number 4. 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. The batter coming up now, Frank Torre, who laced the double sharply to right field, hitting it high on the screen. He led things off in the 2nd inning. Then Maglie settled down to get Pafko on a ground ball to strike out Sawatsky and Buell. Frank Torre, left-hand hitter. Batting at .275. Maglie curves him and gets it in there off the 5th for a strike. 2 down, no base runners. Top of the 4th inning. Score tied here at 1 apiece. Maglie pitching to first baseman Frank Torre. Comes back to him. The slow curve, and that's over the first strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Torre, left-hand hitter, actually backed off to take that curveball, and it broke in right off the pitch. Cincinnati's picked up a run in the top of the 6th. Pittsburgh now leads them 5-3. Pitch in across the knees inside. Count on Torre is a ball and 2 strikes. 2 down in the 4th, no base runners. The Milwaukee Braves have batted a single game here this afternoon at Ebbets Field. Tomorrow night, the same 2 teams will be at it. Slow curve fell to right field. Gino Cimoli going back, still going back. That ball's going to be up against the wall. It kicks away. Cimoli's after it. There goes Torre on his way to second. The throw comes in, the slide, and Torre is safely on a second. Torre's been up twice now, and he's doubled twice to right. That's at number 4, given up by Maglie. Now Milwaukee has a run on 4 hits. Brooklyn a run on 2 hits. Coming up now will be Andy Pafko, the veteran who is playing in right field. Now that Bill Bruton is on the shelf. Hank Aaron having been moved over into center field. So Andy Pafko has been tapped for right field duty. Andy came up in the 2nd inning and rolled out to shortstop Charlie Neal, so he's 0 for 1. And batting at .276. Potential tie-breaking run on at second base for the Braves. 2 down here at the top of the 4th inning. Frank Torre carrying that possible run. Maglie checks him back over the right shoulder. Looks down at the plate. Delivers to Pafko. Soft curve. And Pafko pops it up back to second base. Going back for it. And he cannot make the catch. As Gilliam is coming on fast. Right out of the throw is Bill Snider to make a one-hand catch. But for the moment as though Gilliam and Snider were going to run together. The last moment, Junior fell away, and Snider came charging on through to make a fine catch. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left on, there were no errors. Score at the end of 3 1/2 innings of play. Milwaukee won, and Brooklyn has won.
Bottom of the 4th inning of a 1-1 tie. Elmer Vallow, the batter, and right back to Al.
If you recall, in the 3rd inning, Elmer Vallow was up at the plate when Neal was cut down for the 3rd out, attempting to steal on the throw from Sawatsky down to Logan covering at second. Now Elmer's in there, takes the first pitch across the knees inside for ball 1. Elmer Vallow has 1 of the 2 Brooklyn hits. Single to center field in the 1st inning. Takes this pitch low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Elmer's backed away from the plate, looks down back at third base, checking up signs with Billy Herman. Mathews comes up shallow at third. The old fastball is swung on. There's a high belt deep to right field. Back goes Andy Pasco, back to the scoreboard. Leaps and makes the catch right up against the scoreboard. Nice leaping catch by right fielder Andy Pasco. Robs Elmer Vallo of perhaps extra bases. 1 out in the last half of the fourth inning, and the batter coming up now will be Gino Simoli, hitting number 5 in the Brooklyn order. He retired the side with a foul ball to catcher Swatsky in the first inning. Gino batting at .312. Buell drives the curve on him, and Gino lays off it, takes it outside for ball 1. Delivery, fastball, trickled on the third base side of the mound. Coming in fast is Mathews. Bare hand pickup, no play. Simoli beats it out for a base hit. Number 3 given up by Buell. And now the Dodgers with 1 out have a potential tie-breaking run on at first base, and the batter coming up will be Gil Hodges. Hodges struck out in second, his only time at bat. He's 0 for 1, batting at .307. Simoli, by the way, his left ankle is still swollen. Fouled a ball down off his left instep and ankle out at the All-Star game in St. Louis. He hasn't completely gotten over it. The pitch to Hodges. The curveball is low and outside. Ball 1. Gil started to go and changed his mind. Simoli with the lead off at first base. Frank Story holds the inside corner on him. Bob Buell, all set to go, checks that runner at first, delivers the plate now, and the pitch is over for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Gil Hodges. Buell, who is always rough as far as the Brooklyn Dodgers are concerned, is all set to go, delivers again, the pitch is swung on by Hodges and missed. He'll let up fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gil digging in. Buell mopping the perspiration from his brow, these gloves. Now Simoli takes his lead at first base. Check of the runner, pitch to the plate. Over. Called strike 3. Well, Bryce Gill's been up twice. He has struck out. Strikeout number 4. Buell. 2 down, 1 on here in the last half of the fourth inning. The batter coming up is Roy Campanella. Roy was called out on strikes in the second, so he's 0 for 1. The outfield playing Roy just about straight away, and they're playing him deep. Simoli takes his lead at first base now as Buell goes to position. Delivers to Campanella, and the pitch is swung on. There's a high foul ball hit off the right field side. That'll fade into the crowd and go out of play. No balls, 1 strike on Campanella. Last half of the fourth inning. Each side, 1 run. Milwaukee 1 run on 4 hits. Brooklyn 1 run on 3 hits. Over at the Polo Grounds, at the end of 2.5 innings, the Giants still leading Chicago 2-0. The end 5 innings, it's 6-2, Philadelphia over St. Louis. Pitch to the plate to Campanella is high off the shoulder. 1 ball and 1 strike. The game between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. At the end of 5.5 innings, it's 5-3. Pittsburgh leading the Redlegs. Curve to Campanella is slammed foul off to the right of the plate. That's going over close to the crowd. It may go in. It does go in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Roy Campanella. The end of an inning in the American League. The Yankees nothing and Chicago nothing. They're playing an important doubleheader at Comiskey Park this afternoon. Set for the 1-2 delivery on Roy Campanella. 2 down, Gino Simoli at first base in a 1-1 tie. Last half of the fourth inning. Bob Buell on the mound for the Milwaukee Braves, and a pitching duel here this afternoon with Sal Maglie. Samole takes his lead now. Field to the top of the stretch. Comes set. Delivers a curve, and Campanella faces it on 2 hops down to the left side. Logan up with it, plays it back to Shane Deast at second for the force out on Gino Samole. And that retires the side. Here in the 4th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. And the score at the end of 4 full innings of play. It is Milwaukee 1 and Brooklyn has 1. Now we move to the top half of inning number 5. Coming up for the Milwaukee Braves are catcher Carl Sawatsky, who struck out in the 2nd inning. He'll be followed by Bob Buell and that Red Shandy. 1 run, 4 hits for Milwaukee. 1 run, 3 hits for Brooklyn. Neither team has error. Maglie ready to work now with Sawatsky, the big left-hand hitter. Pitches to him a curveball. It stays high off the face. 1 ball and no strikes. Back. Sawatsky swings on it. It's a line drive foul off the first base side. Doesn't go into the crowd and go out of play. One ball, 1 strike count on Sawatsky. Maglie back with his 1-1 offering. Sawatsky after it, hits the ball down to the right side. It cams off the glove of Hodges. Gilliam picks up, and the throw to first base to Maglie covering is dropped by Maglie. Now let's see how they're going to score it. Hodges tried to backhand that ball. Couldn't hold it. Gilliam came up with it, fired to Maglie covering, and it'll be an error charged on Sal Maglie for not being able to hold the toss at first base. So Sawatsky's on. That'll be this afternoon's first error. Sawatsky running at first base and Bob Buell stepping in. Bob was called out on strikes in the 2nd. Zimmer comes up shallow at 3rd. There's a throw to first. Sawatsky is back. The Dodgers are of a mind that Buell will be up there trying to bunt, trying to sacrifice a run along. He does try to bunt and misses the pitch for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Bob Buell hitting left-handed. Facing Maglie. Sawatsky not too fleet of foot. On at first base. Now he leads off. Maglie checks him, looks down at Buell, and turns and throws to first. Sawatsky hops back in. Buell batting at 0.54. 2 for 37 for the year, 0 for 1 this afternoon. Maglie to the stretch. Delivers. The pitch is swung on. Missed for a strike. No pun intention that time. Buell was trying to go all the way. However, Don Zimmer, third base, still playing shallow. The outfield not too deep. Buell's no power hitter. Now Maglie sets, looks over at Sawatsky. Comes set and delivers. There is the bunt attempt, and it's missed for strike 3. Well, before we have Shane Deast up there, let's quickly pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodgers Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, New York, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. Correct WOKO time now, 5 minutes after 3 o'clock.
All ready to go here in the 5th inning. With 1 out, 1 on. Red Shane Deast, 2 homers to first and fly to left is up there. Swings on the first pitch, sends a bounder deep behind first. Hodges on a tricky hopper, takes it, steps on the bag. That's all for Shane Deast, with Sawatsky moving on down the stretch. No 2 down. Carl Sawatsky down at second base here, and coming up is Logan. At the end of 3 innings, Chicago nothing. The Giants have 2. At the end of 6 innings, it's St. Louis 2 and Philadelphia 6. 6-2. Philadelphia over St. Louis. And the Giants leading Chicago 2-0 at the end of 3. Johnny Logan is the batter now for Milwaukee. He's rolled to short. He's fly to center. 0-2 standing in. 1-1 ball game here at Ebbets Field with Sawatski on at second for the Braves. The pitch is swung on by Logan. There's a high foul ball drifting back near the stands off the third base side. Over is Zimmer. He can't get it. That's way back in. No balls, 1 strike. Top of the 5th inning. Milwaukee 1 run on 4 hits. Brooklyn 1 run on 3 hits. 1 error has been charged to the Brooklyn Ball Club. Logan, a right-hand hitter, standing in. Maglie all set, ready to go. Now on down from the mound. Looking the batter over. Now he checks Sawatski at second. Delivers the plate on the 0-1 count, and he snaps off curveball is low outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn. Mighty happy to be pouring it to you on this fine Schaefer day. Boy, it's a beauty. Hope it's just as pleasing and pleasant where you are. Sidearm curveball is reached for by Logan and punched out toward right field. Gino Simoli hurrying over to the line, sees it fall foul into the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strike count on Johnny Logan. Down in the 5th. Sawatski, who drew a life at first base on Sal Maglie's error, covering first base, and moved on over to second when Shane Deans grounded out to Hodges unassisted. Sawatski on at second. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Johnny Logan. Now Maglie's ready to whip in that pitch. Down it comes, sidearm curve, over at the knees, called strike 3. That's strikeout number 6 for Mr. Maglie. And here in the 5th inning, the error didn't hurt. No runs. There were no base hits. 1 error and 1 man left on. Score at the end of 4.5 innings of play remains. Brooklyn 1 run, 3 hits. And Milwaukee 1 run, 4 hits. Last of the 5th inning. Don Zimmer coming on, so let's get right back to play, and here's Al. All right, Jerry. Don Zimmer usually hits Bob Buell pretty well. Zimmer came up in the 2nd inning for his first go at it this afternoon and drew a walk. So Zim standing in now. Buell delivers him, and Zimmer takes the pitch low and outside for ball 1. Buell right back to him. Zimmer takes low and away again. That's ball 2. Chicago batting in the top of the 4th inning over at Polo Grounds, and they're still at bat. Have come up with 4 runs and leading New York now 4-2. Yeah, one thing about this race in the National League, you don't like what's happening, just you hold still a minute because it'll change. Fastball. The Zimmer is in for the strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. The selection of a game can change in the twinkling of an eye, and the standings will change almost as rapidly. The end of 6. Pittsburgh is leading Cincinnati 6-3. Low curve to Zimmer, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Zimmer will be followed by Maglie and then by Charlie Neal. Stop the batting order again. 1-1 the score. Milwaukee 1, Brooklyn 1. Battle between Buell and Maglie. Now Bob's ready. 3-1's the plate to Zimmer, and the pitch is swung on and lined into left center field. It's in for a base hit. Zimmer digging to first, makes his turn, and then holds up when Aaron comes up with the ball and fires it in quickly. Zimmer digging back for first. Goes in. Shot single to left center for the 4th hit. Off Buell. Now each side has 1 run and 4 hits. Coming up to the plate, Sal Maglie, who was called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. Maglie this year has 1 hit for 16 tries, batting at .063. Mathews up shallow at third. Torrey holding the runner at first will come charging in. They're expecting Maglie to try a bunt. Throw to first, keep John Zimmer close. Last half of the fifth inning. There's a throw over to first base, but Torrey's off the bag. Had to come up shallow to take that toss. Time is called now while Maglie backs away from the plate. They're expecting Maglie to try to sacrifice Zimmer down to second. Down comes the pitch, and the attempt to sacrifice. The bunt is back foul. No balls, one strike. The end of 2 innings, their first game of the doubleheader. The Yankees nothing, and the Chicago White Sox nothing. The end of 2. The end of 6. It is the Boston Red Sox 2, and the Cleveland Indians have 1. Baltimore and Detroit, their first game at the end of 2. It is Detroit 3, and Baltimore has 1. Now the 0-1 delivery. Down it comes, and Maglie chops at it. Doesn't get it. Zimmer breaking, dives into second base. The throw goes down at Logan. It's in time, and they got him. Little Zimmer went in there head first. He looks cold power right now. Well, Zimmer out attempting to steal. Strike 2 the count on Sal Maglie. Well, the play goes from the catcher to the shortstop, covering 2-6 if you're putting it down in your book this afternoon. But 1 out here in the 5th inning. The bases are now empty. The count on Maglie is no balls, 2 strikes. Fastball is low and outside to Maglie for ball 1. The end of 6.5 innings, Philadelphia leading St. Louis 6-2. Serve to Maglie low, and that's ball 2, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maglie waiting. Field comes into him with a curve, and Maglie swings and doesn't get it. Strike 3, and that's the second out. 5 strikeouts now for Bob Buell. 2 down. The base is empty. Last half of the 5th inning. Still 1-1 between Milwaukee and Brooklyn, and Charlie Neal coming along. Charlie doubled to left in the first, walked in the third. So his base hit has raised his percentage up to .265. Bill tries a curve on him and gets it in there for a strike. In that game between Chicago and New York, the Cubs settled for 4 in the top of the 4th inning. Curveball at the knee, strike 2 to Charlie Neal. Bob Speak hit a home run in the 4th for 2 on, and Long hit 1 for Chicago, counting for the 4 runs. Rounding ball hit down to the right side. Red Shane Dean scrubs it, makes his throw to first to Torrey, and Charlie Neal is out to retire the side. Oh, in the 5th inning, no runs, 1 hit for Brooklyn. There were no errors. Nobody was left on. Zimmer was cut down attempting to steal. Well, the score at the end of 5 full innings of play remains Milwaukee 1 and Brooklyn has 1.
Into the top of the 6th inning in a 1-1 ball game. Eddie Mathews, Hank Aaron, and Wes Covington on for the Braves to face Maglie. So back to action for Chaser Beer. Here's Al.
Left-hand hitting Eddie Mathews has gone 0 for 2 this afternoon. He has rolled to second base to Gilliam, and he's flied to left to Elmer Vallow. Maglie down to him with the first pitch, and Mathews takes it low for ball 1. 1 run, 4 hits for each ball club as we move along into the top half of inning number 6. Maglie pitches again. Mathews takes the slow curve in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. First base coach Riddle of the Braves doing a lot of hoop and hollering and cheerleading right now. Tony Ryan is doing the coaching down behind third and flashing Fred Haney signs. Fastball is low and outside to a left-hand hitter. Mathews' count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Eddie, by the way, batting at .301. Maglie delivers now, 2-1. Curveball, low. 3-1 count. Jim Gilliam plugging up the hole between first and second, playing back on the rim of the outfield grass, and Charlie Neal is just on the third base side at second. Zimmer is up shallow at third and about 15 feet off the bag. Now he goes back a couple of steps. 3-1 pitch by Maglie. Down it comes. In there at the knees for strike two. Got a full count now on Eddie Mathews. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Maglie, who when right can thread a needle, delivers. The pitch is swung on. There's a bounding ball to the right side. Gilliam has it go through his legs and out into right field for an error. And digging for second base as Simone makes the throw in is Eddie Mathews, who makes it standing up. That ball did not come up. It hugged the ground and went right through the legs of second baseman Gilliam. Oh, Mathews. Pretty good scoring position at second base. Well, you don't often see Jim Gilliam have something like that happen to him. Hank Aaron coming up. He singled and rolled out to shortstop. He's 1 for 2. He's the National League's leading everything just about in hitting. Maglie pitches to him, and the curve is low for ball 1. Game time. The star Hank Aaron was leading the majors in hits, home runs, runs batted in. And he led the National League in percentage. 348. Right now he's hitting at 349. He's hit safely in 15 consecutive ball games, including today's game. Now Maglie to the top of the stretch. Delivers, curveball, and is over at the knees to Aaron. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Down in the bullpen for the Brooklyn Dodgers, left-hander Johnny Podres up and starting to throw. Well, I guess Pittsburgh couldn't stand prosperity playing against Cincinnati. The Redlegs have just come up with 6 great big runs in the top half of inning number 7. That takes the lead from Pittsburgh. Shot on curve to Aaron is swung on, hit down to the right side. Gilliam's got this one. His play will have to go to first base to Hodges. Mathews moving over to third. So the possible tie-breaking run can be scored on a sacrifice fly as Wes Covington comes up to the plate. He twice has been up and twice he struck out. Batting at 281. At the end of 6 1/2 innings at Pittsburgh, it's Cincinnati 9, Pittsburgh has 6. Thank you. Wes Covington, a left-hand hitter. Mathews at third base, infield up tight. Pitch to the plate is swung on. A bounding ball to Neal. He looks the runner back to third, makes his play over to Hodges. There's the second out. The batter will be Frank Torrey. Left-hand hitting first baseman, a Brooklyn product. Has been up twice for the Braves today. Twice he's doubled off the right field wall. Hitting at 279. Infield now goes back on the right side deep. Zimmer still playing shallow at third to hold Mathews as tightly on as he possibly can. It's a 1-1 ball game, and Maglie in trouble here in the top of the 6th inning. Trying to pitch his way out of it. Johnny Podres backing him up down in the Brooklyn bullpen. Torrey is ready, so is Maglie. Down comes the pitch, and Torrey takes it shoulder high outside for ball 1. Maglie taking a little time now as he grinds that ball around, palms of his hand, puts his glove back on, looks over at Mathews, now looks down at Torrey, delivers him 1-0, and the curveball is in for the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Frank Torrey. Torrey stands about 3/4 deep at the plate. Straightaway stance, holds that bat down almost for the knob. Looks at a curveball, and that's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Torrey getting his feet planted. Maglie looks forward, gets a sign from Campanella, then takes a quick glance over at third base. Mathews delivers 2-1 to the plate, and Torrey swings on the pitch, hits ground ball to first. Hodges is up with it, the race is on, and Hodges wins it. Maglie gets out of this one. Here in the sixth. No runs. There were no base hits. One error. And there was a man, Mathews, left at third. So the score at the end of 5 1/2 innings of play in this ding-dong battle. Milwaukee won, and Brooklyn has won. Jim Gilliam up at the plate now, ready for the first pitch from Buell, and he takes the curve in for a strike. Buell right back. Gilliam takes this one. That cost him 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the 0-2 delivery. Fastball, shoulder high outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Gilliam. Doggett doesn't know it. He's going to do the fishing. I'll take care of that sheep. 1-2 pitch swung on by Gilliam, lifted out into a very short left field. Going back to shortstop Logan, under it and makes the catch. So 1 out here in the last half of the 6th inning. The batter will be Duke Snider. Snider was fouled out to third base, and he's flied to center field. 0 for 2, batting at .270. Game all tied. 1 apiece, each side with 4 base hits. Buell wheels in that pitch. The curveball is inside off the belt. 1 ball and no strikes to Duke. Outfield found to right and deep. Right side of the infield deep. Buell pitches and let a fastball swung on a foul tip. That hits Sawatsky, I believe, in the meat hand. 1 ball, 1 strike. Snider being very solicitous, walks back and talks with Sawatsky. About ready to go. Buell has a new ball. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike on Snider. 1 out here in the last half of the 6th. No base runners. Score tied at 1-1. A dandy going here. Buell delivers 1-1. Snider looks at it. It's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, the Giants came up with 2 runs in the 4th inning. Dropped that ball game at the end of 4-4. At the end of the 6th inning here, the end of the top inning, Jerry will have all the scores for us from the Schaefer scoreboard. Buell delivers a curve, and it's high and outside. Ball 3 to Snider. Down to 3-1. Buell ready. 3-1's the plate, and Snider will take a whack at it. It's a high pop-up. Right back to second base. Red Shandy's back there, and so is Logan. And Logan comes on the first base side of second to make the catch. Another 2 down here in the 6th inning. With Johnny Logan, both put out. Elmer Vallow wrapped the ball into center field for a single in the 1st inning, and then flied deep to right field. Andy Pasco climbing the scoreboard to rob him of a base hit. Elmer batting at .329. Left-hand hitter. Buell comes into the plate with a fastball, swung on and fouled away, thrown back into the crowd. No balls, 1 strike. Tugging at the peak of the cap, steps back in, gets himself set in batter's box. Buell ready to work to him. The 0-1 pitch, fastball, and Elmer fouls it back. Apparently, that left leg that Elmer injured slightly, chasing a fly ball and making a fine catch earlier in the ball game, is giving him a little bit of trouble. When he swings that bat now, sort of staggers a little on it. Vallow back in. Buell ready to make the 0-2 pitch to him with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There are no base runners. Score 1-1. Buell to the plate with a fastball. In across the knees. Ball one. Elmer checks up in time on a fastball. Takes it low. Tried to swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Should Vallow get on, Gino Cimoli is on deck to go next. Elmer Vallow, one of our Schaefer Award winners of the week, swings and foul tips this ball. Pops out of the middle, Sawatsky. So Elmer's still up there. Schaefer Award winners of the week, Elmer Vallow and Big Don Newcomb. Elmer's played some fine ball ever since he's had the opportunity to get in there. Swings on this pitch and drags it foul down the first base side. Torrey backhands it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Last of the 6th inning. Bat-wise, in 16 games as a starter, Elmer Vallow hitting a fine clip of .365. 2-2 pitch to him now, and he takes it low for ball 3. Full count. Buell to visit the rosin bag. Now he's ready to make his 3-2 pitch on Elmer Vallow. Down it comes. Elmer takes low, ball 4. And before we have Cimoli up there, let's pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodgers Radio Network. Peter.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington.
Gino Cimoli is fouled out, and he's hit a slow trickler up the third base line, which was good for a base hit back in the 4th inning. Vallow leads off first. Buell tries to plate with a curveball, and it's low and outside to Cimoli for ball 1. Gino hitting at .314. 1-1 the score. Buell's fastball is low outside. That's ball 2. Cimoli looking around to check up now with Billy Herman, coach at third. Elmer Vallow, standing right now on first base, will take a lead just as soon as Buell steps up to the rubber. Now Buell's ready. There's the lead at first. The 2-0 delivery to Cimoli, swung on, hit off the end of the bat, trickle up the first base side. Torrey has it. He'll make the play all by himself. And up retires the side. No runs. There were no base hits in the 6th for Brooklyn. A walk to Elmer Vallow left the man at first base. There were no errors. The score at the end of 6 full innings of play now. It's Milwaukee 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Brooklyn 1 run, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Got their hits, runs, and errors every play. So let's get over to Jerry and check up on all of them.
On Chicago 4, the Giants 4 at the end of 4. Hillman and Kaiser for Chicago. Crone and McCormick for the Giants. Long and Speak home runs for the Cubs. Lockman and Thompson for the Giants. In the first game of a doubleheader, St. Louis and Philadelphia at the end of 7.5 innings. It's Philadelphia 6 and St. Louis 2. Vaughn, McDaniel, Merritt, and Schmidt for St. Louis. Simmons all the way for Philadelphia. Rapolsky and Boucher home runs for the Phillies. The Red Legs came up with 6 in the 7th inning and lead the Pirates 9-6 at the end of 7 innings of play. Fowler, Gross, Acker, Freeman for Cincinnati. Swanson, Turkey, Brandon Law for Pittsburgh, and no home runs in that ball game, despite a 9-6 ball game. First game of the Twin Bill. White Sox 1, Yankees nothing. End of 3 out at Chicago. First game of a doubleheader. Pierce and Chance. Boston, Cleveland 2-1 Boston at the end of 7 innings of play. Nixon and Lemon. Williams' 24th home run in the 6th inning with none on. That's the first of a doubleheader. In the first of 2, Baltimore 2, Detroit 3 at the end of 3.5 innings. Brown against Heft. Kell and Heft have home runs. Washington plays at Kansas City. The ball game has not started. Pass ball against Garver. Well, that's all from the Schaefer scoreboard, so let's get back to the action, and here we go.
All right, Jerry, we step into the top half of inning number 7. All tied up at 1 apiece. It'll be the last third of the Braves' batting order. Leading off in the inning will be Andy Pafko, the right fielder. Swings on the first pitch, hits the pitcher up the third baseline foul. Pafko has grounded to shortstop. He's flied to center. Good old-fashioned pitching duel here this afternoon between Sal Maglie and Bob Buell. Maglie delivers and Pafko swings, rips it up the middle into center field for a base hit. Well, Pafko is on. Snider up with the ball, fires in quickly to Gilliam covering at second, and Pafko holds on. Hit number 5 for the Braves, off Sal Maglie. Now coming up will be Carl Sawatsky, left-hand hitting catcher. Sitting out here in the bright, brilliant sunlight on this fine Schaefer day, 20,871. Paid admission. Carl Sawatsky looks as though he's dived into somebody's swimming pool. Wearing those tools behind the plate today is a pretty warm occupation. That gray uniform certainly does show the perspiration. Oh, Carl standing in now. He's struck out. He's been a base runner on an error. There's a throw to first. That keeps Pafko close. Down in the bullpen, left-hander Johnny Podres, right-hander Eddie Roebuck up and starting to throw. Maglie ready. Turns and throws again to first base. Pafko again in ahead of it. Sawatsky, who's stepped away from the plate, is back in. Takes his stance. Maglie to the stretch. Down comes the pitch, and Sawatsky takes the slow curve in there for a strike. Short lead at first base now. Maglie whips the pitch down to Sawatsky, and just low. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Plate umpire Burkhart started to come up with that right hand and then suddenly held it. 1-1 is the count on Sawatsky. Nobody out, 1 on, top of the 7th. 1-1 the score. Maglie checks Pafko at first, delivers the plate. Sawatsky swings and taps it up in foul ground. Off to the right of the plate comes Roy Campanella, and also first baseman Hodges. It's Hodges who makes the grab over near the stands. And Pafko holds on at first base. 1 out at the top of the 7th inning. The batter now will be Bob Buell. Bob, who has never completed a ball game here at Ebbets Field in his lifetime. Pitching himself quite a game this afternoon. He's going to hit right-handed this time. He's tried it left-handed. Hasn't gotten any place. Going to try it right-handed now. Guess you wouldn't actually put him down as a switch hitter. This time, most anything, get a base hit. They're expecting he may be trying to sacrifice. The throw goes over to first base, but Hodges is off the bag. Returns to the mound. Same thing happened with Zimmer, if you recall, in the 5th inning, and they finally got him attempting to steal. There is the attempted bunt, and it's fouled back, right off Campanella's left corn. Right down off his foot. No balls, 1 strike is the count on Bob Buell. We're in the top of the 7th inning, 1 out. Andy Pafko, having singled up the middle, is on at first base. Giving the Braves the advantage as far as the hits are concerned. They have 5 of them. Brooklyn has 4. Now Maglie ready. Looks at Buell and delivers to him, and Buell squares off twice. The bunt pops her up. A pops her up in third ground, and it's grabbed by Zimmer to throw to first base. Gilliam is in time, and they double him off. One attempted sacrifice is stopped. Zimmer coming on to make a nice play, and a quick throw over to first base to get 2. Gilliam covering there alertly. So in the 7th inning, no runs. There was 1 hit. Thanks to the double play, nobody left on. There were no errors. And the score at the end of 6 and 1/2 innings play. Brooklyn 1. Wouldn't you know it? Milwaukee 1. Talk to us, Jerry. Talk to us.
Okay, Al, you've seen it, haven't you, fans? The fellow tries to stretch an important single into a double, and whammo, he's tagged out. Well, you might say out is a very sad thing to be. Well, that sure goes for Schaefer beer, too. Man, you just never want to be out of Schaefer. Nothing takes its place because Schaefer is beer at its best. It's brewed only of rich barley malt, tangy hops, and other fine natural ingredients. Then you add to that the brewing skill the Schaefer people have developed through 115 years of experience, and that's it. That's Schaefer beer. The one beer that gives you the light, zesty, satisfying flavor you want, but don't always find. You see for yourself. Try a tall, cool, foaming glass of Schaefer. In fact, for real convenience, ask your home distributor to deliver a case of Schaefer right to your door. You'll agree, it's real beer. Well, the fans here enjoying the seventh inning stretch as we go to play last of the seventh. Hodges, Campanella, and Zimmer on to face Bob Buell. So let's get back to play, and here again is Al. Gil Hodges has been up twice. He has struck out both times. Hodges, Campanella, and Zimmer. What a play little Zim made a few minutes ago. Looked as though that ball was going to be in foul ground. He's just there, off to the right of home plate. And Zimmer was right there to make that play. Quickly. Bob Buell now to pitch to Gil Hodges. Whistles his first one in there, and Gil slams it out to center field. Aaron coming on in a big hurry, can't get to it, and it drops in for a base hit. Hodges comes along with a single to open the seventh. Hit number 5 off Buell. Now each side has a total of 5 base hits. 1 run, 5 hits for each club. Roy Campanella has struck out, and he's forced a man. He's 0 for 2. Time is called by Red Shane Deans. Comes in, he wants to talk to Bob Buell. Well, there's some activity down in the bullpen now for the Milwaukee Braves. Looking over on the other side, we see activity in the Dodger bullpen. Johnny Podres up throwing. McMahon is up throwing in the Braves bullpen. Don McMahon, a big right-hander. Boy, Campanella digging in now. Hodges leading off at first. Buell comes down to the plate. Campanella squares off, fluffs the bunt, takes the pitch outside, ball 1. Regardless of who gets it here this afternoon, that go-ahead run is going to be awfully important. The runs are just about as scarce as hen's teeth. Down comes the pitch. Campanella bunts down the third base side. Mathews comes in, plays the slow roller. He fires to first to Shane Deans. They get Campanella. The sacrifice works. And Hodges moves on down to second. Very nicely placed bunt by Roy Campanella. Coming up now will be Don Zimmer. Don ripped a single to left center field in the 5th inning, giving him 1 for 1. Game's all over between St. Louis and Philadelphia. Vaughn McDaniel lost one this afternoon as Philadelphia's Kurt Simmons won it. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Philadelphia. St. Louis 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Well, Brooklyn can pick up some ground here if they're able to pick this one up. Zimmer swings on the pitch and hits it right back to the mound. Buell's got it, fires to first base after a look back at second to hold Hodges. There's the second out. Jim sort of topped his swing, rolled an easy one back to the mound. Well, there are 2 outs now in the 7th inning. Sal Maglie is due to be the hitter, but it's not going to be Sal. It's going to be Sandy Ambrose. Johnny Podres in the bullpen will come on to work in the 8th. Sandy Ambrose comes on, batting for Sal Maglie in the last half of the 7th inning. So Maglie in pitching 7 has given up 1 run and 5 hits. He passed nobody and struck out 6. Check up here and see what Sandy Ambrose' record is as a batsman. He's hitting at .269. 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Sandy standing in now. Gil Hodges at second, 2 down in the last of the 7th inning of a 1-1 tie. Buell delivers, Ambrose takes, the pitch is low, ball 1. Don McMahon throwing even harder now down in the Milwaukee bullpen. Podres has concluded his warm-up. He's coming on down to the Brooklyn bench. Pitch to Ambrose, low, ball 2.
Mathews ready. With the pitch in there, it's a high curveball off the shoulder. Sandy Ambrose count, 3 balls, no strikes. The 1-1 time. Gil Hodges, who opened the 7th with a single, was sacrificed down to second by Campanella. Then had to hold there. Zimmer topped his swing and thrown out Mathews for the second out. Pitch to Ambrose, over. That's strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Field of a stretch, checks the runner, delivers. Ambrose takes the curve right under the letters for strike 2. Sandy started to go off to first base. Ken Burkhart's call moved him back. That's the payoff pitch. 2 down, 1 on, 3-2 count on Sandy Ambrose. Down comes that pitch, and Sandy after it hits a high pop foul. Coming back to the plate, Burkhart was in the way for the moment. Sawatsky still chasing that foul ball, and now he's got it. Well, Sawatsky actually pushed Burkhart out of the way. Well, the inning is over. And for the Brooklyn Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit. Hodges single up the middle in center field. He was left at second base. Fifth man to be left on here for the Dodgers. There were no errors. Score at the end of 7. Milwaukee won, and Brooklyn has won.
Reminder, these same 2 clubs play here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Then Tuesday and Wednesday nights, it'll be the Cardinals with a series finale on Thursday afternoon. So the Cardinals in for 3. The Cubs come in for 5 beginning Friday night. And that doubleheader Friday night, a single game on Saturday, and a week from today, a doubleheader against the Cubs. All right, we go to the 8th inning in a 1-1 ball game. Johnny Padres on the pitch. Chaney's coming on the bat. Back to the microphone. Here's Al.
Well, here's the situation on Johnny Padres. It's his ball game now to win it or lose it. He's 6-3 with the league this year. He's 0-0 with the Milwaukee Braves, and a lifetime he's 0-1. So he has never beaten the Braves. Let's see how he makes out as he pitches to Red Shanedink. First pitch is a fastball outside for ball 1. Padres back to him. Shanedink taps the ball right back to Padres, who knocks it down on the line drive. Picks up close to first. That ball almost hit Padres in the ribs. Shanedink is out. 1 away in the top of the 8th inning. The batter is Johnny Logan. Logan is 0 for 3 this afternoon. He's rolled to short. He's flied to center. Has been called out on strike. Hodges ready to go. Delivers to him. Gets the fastball in at the knees for strike 1. Johnny signs up for the pitch with Campanella. Throws a big change up and it's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Logan crosses at the plate. Hodges serves it up, and the pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, the top of the 8th inning. Tied up ball game at 1-1. Hodges checking around, looking at his infield. Now he's outfield. Let's see what Eddie's done today. In the first inning, he rolled out to second baseman Gilliam. In the 3rd, he retired to side with a fly ball to left field to Elmer Vallow. And then in the 6th, Gilliam had his ground ball squirt through his legs for 2-base error. Mathews moved around to 3rd, but there he died. As Maglie, then pitching, got the next 3 men. Swings on the first pitch and hits a high foul ball off the 3rd base side. That's going over to the crowd and goes out of play. Strike 1. Down on Mathews. Eddie digging in. Johnny Padres in relief of Sal Maglie. Delivers 0-1. Slow curve is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Each ball club here, 1 run, 5 hits. Each ball club has left 5 on. Padres delivers a curve, backing Mathews away. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Progress ready to go again. Starts his motion. Delivers on the 2-1 count. Fastball dropped on the line to Gilliam, who spears that ball for the out. Ball was really nailed. No, but Gilliam stayed right with it. Oh, in the 8th inning for the Braves, they go down with nothing across. So at the end of 7.5 innings of play remains Milwaukee 1 and Brooklyn has 1. Well, tell me, Jerry, how's the weather over there where you are?
I don't know, Al, but I think out there someplace making up for a great, big, beautiful sunset, maybe, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, whether or no, if you'll pardon the pun, you can all have the gold of the afternoon sun right in your hand. And all the cool whiteness of a bank of new fallen snow, too. All you have to do is flip the cap off a bottle of Schaefer and let it pour into the glass. Golden liquid, snowy white collar of foam. They're yours in every single glass of Schaefer. And more than just good looks are yours, too. Because Schaefer's the beer that's brewed for enjoyment. One good swallow of Schaefer and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what flavor really is. How the light and lively zing and zest of truly great beer comes through to you. You make it Schaefer to celebrate the end of the day. It's real beer. Well, Al, let's go along now. Last half of the 8th inning, a 1-1 ball game. Neal, Gilliam, and Snider. Ready?
I'm ready, Jerry. Let's pick up Charlie Neal now as he steps up to the plate. Neal doubled in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd, and grounded out in the 5th inning. So he's 1 for 2, batting at .264. Bob Buell getting ready to make the first pitch here in the last half of the 8th inning. Down comes that first pitch, slow curve, and it's over. Right under the letters for strike 1. Mathews up shallow at 3rd. Fastball laid in there way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike now on Charlie. Jim Gilliam will follow, and then will come Duke Snider here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Schaefer sending you all the action. Buell delivers low into the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Buell starts his motion. Down comes the 2-1 delivery, swung on by Charlie Neal and fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yes, sir, this has been quite a game. Ever since Milwaukee and Brooklyn scored their runs in the 1st inning. Both pitchers have been in and out of trouble. Maglie having been relieved by Podres in the 8th. Podres had no trouble with the 8th inning. Got Shane D. Slogan and Mathews in order. Buell had trouble in the 7th and got out of it. The pitch to Charlie Neal is swung on and laid back foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie Neal, a right-hand hitter. Straightaway stance, leans over the plate. Buell looks down at Sawatsky, gets a sign from Carl. Ken Burkhardt down over the left shoulder to get a good squint at this 2-2 delivery. In it comes, low and outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Charlie Neal. Gilliam hanging around to go next. 3-2 pitch, inside and high, right under the chin, ball 4. 4th base on balls given up by Buell this afternoon. And the Dodgers have the tie unlocking run at first base now in Neal and Gilliam coming up. Jim is on 0 for 3. Slide to right, he slide to center, and he spots shortstop. Cincinnati defeats Pittsburgh. Final score 9-6. Freeman won it, Glenn lost it. Cincinnati, 9 runs, 14 hits, no errors. Pittsburgh, 6 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors. Down comes the pitch to Gilliam, and he bunts that pitch back toward the mound. Off his field, he fields it back to the second baseman covering. Gilliam is out, the sacrifice works, and Neal is at second. Coming up now is Duke Snider. McMahon gets up and starts to throw again down in the Milwaukee bullpen. Luke Snider is fouled out. He's fly to center, and he's popped to short. Batting at 269. Charlie Neal, very fleet of foot, and a smart base runner, leads off at second. The pitch to Snider is high off the face for ball one. Eddie Mathews playing in shallow at third to guard third in the event that Neal should come scooting down that way. Down comes the pitch. Snider swings and doesn't get it. He was really after it. 1 ball and 1 strike count on the Duke. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning in a tied-up ball game at 1 apiece. Each side with 1 run and 5 base hits. Buell ready. Delivers 1-1. Snider hits the dirt. Low bridge. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, the pressure's starting to pile down here on the shoulders of the athletes now. Just you relax, though, and take it easy with a good, cool glass of Schaefer. We'll see how this turns out. 2-1 pitch. Snider swings and doesn't get a slow curve. That's strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strike count on Duke Snider. Charlie Neal with 1 out is at second base. He walked. Gilliam sacrificed him down there. Now they 2-2 pitch on Duke Snider. Buell checks that runner at second, delivers the plate. Snider swings and trickles it up the first base side, and it goes foul. Out stays 2 balls, 2 strikes on Duke Snider. Elmer Vallow in the hitter's circle to go next. Buell visits the rosin bag. Trying to keep his pitching hand dry. It looks like somebody turned a fire hose on him. Now they 2-2 delivery. Snider waggling the bat. Charlie Neal at second, leads off. Curveball is hit down to the right side. Changes in front of it, up with it. His players go to first to Torrey. Snider is out. Neal moves on over to third. 2 down in the 8th inning. The Dodgers have Charlie Neal at third base, and Elmer Vallow is coming up. He singled to center, slide deep to right, and walked. 1 for 2 for his efforts this afternoon with the Wood, batting at .329. Fred Haney comes out to the mound to talk with his pitchers. So let's quickly duck a station break in. Pause for station identification. Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO, Albany, New York. WOKO, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. It's a minute and a half before 4 o'clock.
Well, let's pick up the threads of the action now as Haney is stomping back to the Braves dugout. Elmer Vallow stepping up to the plate. Charlie Neal at third. Last half of the 8th inning, 2 down and a 1-1 tie. And the pitch to Vallow is a soft curve that's high for ball 1. At the end of 4 innings, the Yankees and the White Sox in their first game tied at 1 apiece. Hill delivers. Vallow swings. It's a high fly ball to right field. Andy Pasco back right up against the board. Falls it down to the out. That retires the side. That's right. Vallow has driven Pasco deep. No runs, there were no base hits for the Dodgers in the 8th. Charlie Neal was left at third. So at the end of 8 full innings of play, it's Milwaukee 1 and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 1.
Well, we go to the 9th now in a 1-1 ball game that saw both clubs get a run in the first inning and nothing since then. For the Milwaukee Braves, Aaron, Covington, and Torrey to face Johnny Podres. So right back to the action, and for Schaefer Bear, here's Al.
Sort of the meat side of the Milwaukee batting order. Hank Aaron stepping in. He's singled to left field. That was back in the first inning, and since that time, he's rolled out twice. So he's 1 for 3. Johnny Podres makes the first pitch, and Aaron takes it outside for ball 1. This is Padres' ball game, to win it or lose it. Maglie went 7 here this afternoon and was listed for a pinch hitter in the last half of the 7th inning. Padres' full curve is swung on and bounced foul right off the mask of Roy Campanella. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count on Hank Aaron. He'll be followed by Wes Covington and then by first baseman Frank Torrey. Top half of inning number 9. Slow curve to Aaron. He starts to go and changes up, takes it low, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Aaron right now batting at .348, the very same percentage he carried into the ball game. The 2-1 delivery by left-hander Padres is a fastball. It's high above the letters. 4-3. Back on the 3-1 count with a soft curve, and it's swung on. Hit out to center field. Coming on for it is Duke Snider. It's an easy chance for the Duke, and he's got it. 0-1 out. Padres gets by the big man in the top of the 9th inning. Wes Covington, hitting number 5 in the Braves order, playing in left field, has struck out twice, and he's rolled out to shortstop Charlie Neal. At 0 for 3, Covington is batting at .278. Left-hand hitter. Starts to crank up, delivers a curve in there to Covington. That's under the knees. 1 ball, no strike. If you're looking ahead to the last half of the 9th inning, the Dodgers will be sending up Smoley, Hodges, and Campanella in that order. And if anyone else is needed, perhaps Zimmer. Hodges delivers 1-0, and Covington cuts that ball foul off the left field side. That's going to fade into the crowd out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Have come up with 2 runs in the top half of the 7th inning. They're still at bat, and they're leading the Giants now 6-4. Philadelphia took St. Louis first game 6-2. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 9-6. Padres fastball to Covington straightens him right out of there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Covington digging in again. Padres, big heave and a sigh. Starts to his motion now. Comes into 1 with an overhand fastball. It's wrapped to right field. Gino Smoley backing up to the boards. Grabs it. Line drive by Covington. All down by Gino Smoley. 2 down in the top half of inning number 9. The batter will be Frank Torrey. He was just as hot as a pistol, getting 2 doubles to right field. And then in the 6th inning, he was cooled off when he hit a bounding ball to first baseman Gil Hodges. There's 2 for 3. Hitting at .278. Tall left-hand hitting first baseman, taking the place of the injured Joe Adcock. Rodgers works to him. Fastball is chin high. Ball 1. The play is a slider in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crandall warming up down in the Braves bullpen. Maybe Sawatsky's had it for the day. 1-1 delivery. Soft curve. Back story away from there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ready now with his 2-1 pitch. Torrey, 2 down. The base is empty. Top of the 9th. 1-1 tie. Rodgers sails it in there, and the pitch is low inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. The count on Frank Torrey. Should he get on, Pasco, his schedule will be coming up. That Milwaukee bench certainly has dwindled with the injuries they've sustained. Pasco out. Mantilla out. Bruton out. Overhand fastball in there for the 2nd strike. Full count now to Torrey, 3-2. Manager Haney was moaning a little bit about the fact that he didn't have that fence-busting power he had when they started the season. 3 3-2 pitch now on Torrey. Down it comes. Curveball. Hit down to the right side. Just fair. Past Hodges down into the corner. There goes Torrey on his way to second. Samoli chases that ball. Picks up. Throws in. But not nearly in time. And it's a double for Frank Torrey. Torrey's third double to right and 4 times up. That's the first hit off Johnny Padres. Now Lew Burdette comes out. He's going to run for Frank Torrey. Lew Burdette to run for Frank Torrey at second base. So we'll probably get a chance to see a little bit of Nippy Jones, whom the Braves just got. Brought him up from the Sacramento Felons, Pacific Coast League. Same Nippy Jones that was in the Cardinal organization and played for Philadelphia. Lew Burdette the runner. Pasco stepping up to the plate now with 2 down. Burdette running for Torrey on at second base. Pasco this afternoon has 1 base hit in 3 tries. He singled up the middle to open the 7th inning. Batting at .281. Johnny Padres in a bit of trouble now, and Roebuck backs him up in the bullpen. The pitch to Pasco is just above the letters, ball 1. Burdette wandering around out there at second base. Now takes his lead. Padres looks at Campanella, gets the sign, goes to the stretch, checks his runner, delivers an overhand curve, a soft curve, it's high. 2 balls and no strikes. Following Pasco, Carl Sawatsky, scheduled to be the hitter, and he's out and on deck. Two down, top of the 9th, 1-1 tie. Burdette steps off second. Padres again eyes him. Delivers a plate of soft curve, and Pasco after it hits it out in left center field. Pretty well hit ball. It's going to be up against the boards or in. It's a 2-bagger. A fan reached out and caught that ball. So immediately Tom Gorman came running out and said it's a 2-bagger. Well, Andy Pasco is on at second. He drives the run in. On the Braves here in the top of the 9th inning lead it. Pasco a double to left center. Up by a fan who leaned out off the stand. Well, Padres second hit, first run. Braves lead it now, 2-1. And Nippy Jones is going to come up and do a little batting. Nippy Jones will come up and hit for Sawatsky. Colonel Nippy Jones, back up in the big show. He may stay on to play at first base as Torrey was lifted for a pinch runner. Burdette scoring the run. Here's the announcement for Jones. To get a right-hand hitter in there against the left-hand pitcher, and I think they're going to put him on intentionally. Yep, Campanella motions to first, and Padres pitches way outside for the first ball. So Jones, batting for Sawatsky, will draw an intentional base on ball. There's ball 2. Ball 3 will be in there in a moment. There it comes. Ball 4 will put Jones on. There's ball 4. Nippy Jones moves off to first base to become the runner now. Runners at first and second for Milwaukee in the 9th. They've scored 1 run. Go ahead in the ball game, 2-1. 2 runs on 7 hits. The batter now will be Bob Buell, pitcher. Struck out twice, hit into a double play. Runners take their leads at first and second. The first pitch to Buell, hitting right-handed, is taken through for a strike. Ready. Delivers fastball. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike count on pitcher Bob Buell. Andy Pasco striding away from second. Ground rules double. Pitch is taken high at the plate. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nippy Jones, who batted for Carl Sawatsky, drew an intentional base on balls, is on at first. 2-1 the score. The Braves lead it here in the top of the 9th inning. Roebuck still cranking up down in the Brooklyn bullpen in case Hodges should have any more trouble. Johnny pitches and Buell swings and foul tips it to strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Progress after a visit to the rosin bag. Whips that new ball and is ready to go. Pafko strides away from second. Jones moves off first. Buell at the plate with the count of 2-2. Hodges feeds the curve in there and it's swung on and foul tip. Count stays right on. The 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, these same 2 teams will be at it. Bob Trowbridge will be going against Don Drysdale. Sure hope you have your tickets and you're going to be out here with us. 2-2 delivery. Swung on, bounced back to the mound. Hodges has it, turns, throws over to first to end the inning. But in the 9th inning, the Braves come up with 1 run on 2 base hits, a couple of doubles. 1 hit by Troy. Burdette ran for him and scored when Pafko doubled to left center. There were 2 men left on. There were no errors. The score at the end of 8 1/2 innings of play. It is Milwaukee 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Brooklyn 1 run, 5 hits, and 2 errors. Wright, who usually catches Bob Buell, has come out now to pick up the tools for the last half of the 9th inning. Jones, of course, will hit in the 8th position. And hitting in the 6th position, Del Wright, the new catcher. Gino Cimoli will be the first man up here in the last half of the 9th inning. Chicago and the Giants at the end of 6 1/2 innings. It's 6-2. Chicago leading the Giants in a single ball game. Philadelphia took St. Louis 6-2 in the first game, and St. Louis did not score in the top of the first of the second game with Jackson going against Hearn. First game, Cincinnati defeated Pittsburgh 9-6. The first pitch to Cimoli is low for ball 1. Second ball game, Nuckstraw will go against Trimble down at Pittsburgh. First of 2 between the Yankees and the White Sox at the end of 5 1/2, 1-1. Pitch to Cimoli, low, ball 2. Buell back. Cimoli takes a curve outside, ball 3. First game of 2 this afternoon, the American League. Cleveland beat Boston 3-2. Baltimore and Detroit, and the 6th. 6-1 in favor of Detroit over Baltimore. First game of the doubleheader. Pitch to Cimoli at the knees for the first strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to count on Gino Cimoli. Last half of the 9th inning, 2-1 the score in favor of the Braves. Buell back to Cimoli, and the fastball is whipped back foul. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The end of 3 at Kansas City. First game of 2. It's Washington 1, Kansas City nothing. Pasquale against Garber. The highlight in that Detroit ball game, incidentally, is that Billy Heff, the pitcher for Detroit, has parked a couple of home runs. Hit 2 of them. Now the 3-2 delivery on Cimoli, leading off things in the last half of the 9th inning for Brooklyn. Buell ready, delivers. Outside for ball 4. Base on balls number 5 given up by Buell. Now there's activity down in the bullpen for the Milwaukee Braves. Left-hander Phillips. Right-hander McMahon. Gil Hodges coming up to the plate now to face Bob Buell. Hodges has 1 hit. 3 times up. He struck out twice. And then got a single to center field. Buell batting at 308. Buell checks his runner Cimoli, delivers the plate. Hodges swings as a long drive deep to left field. There's a well-hit ball. And let's go, Mahomes. That's it. Gil Hodges drives one into the left center field stand for a 2-run home run. And Brooklyn wins it 3-2. What do you know about that? everybody got off the bench to say hello to Gil when he came around. Manager Alston's up there, everybody. Well, if you're going to win them, I guess that's the way to do it. The great equalizer, the home run. Equalizer. Mr. Doggett, equalizer nothing. That was explosive, wasn't it?
Oh, that was a real one, Al, and I just had a feeling about it, didn't you?
Yeah, when the way he swung that bat, I said, oh, man, if he ever connects, that's got it.
Yes,
He's
sir.
got it. Well, let's see. For Hodges, that's his 11th home run of the year, and he's now driven in 41 runs. Huh? You close it up, Jerry, because I don't have any tonsils now.
Okay, Al, one thing I wanted to remark, I was watching Bob Buell walk to the dugout, and Bob, of course, was a real sad figure as he walked all alone to the dugout, and no one said a word to Bob as he walked in, and on the other side of the field, the entire Dodger bench was out there to grab Gil Hodges as he puts a dramatic finish to a great ball game here today as the Dodgers beat the Braves 3-2. Last half of the ninth inning home run after Smoley had dual walk. First pitch home run by Gil Hodges wins the ball game. In the ninth inning, 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on as Hodges came through to stroke one and win it. For the Dodgers, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, and Brooklyn left 6 men on base. And for the Milwaukee Braves, 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The Braves left 7 men on the base paths. The winning pitcher was Johnny Podres and his first lifetime victory over the Braves. The loser was Bob Buell, now 9-6, and Buell's losing streak is stretched to 4. Podres now 7-3 on the year as Gil Hodges clobbers one in the ninth with 1 on. Dodgers 1 run behind. Hodges hit one about 8 rows back in the lower deck, and that was the ball game. So a real thriller. The first game of the series goes to Brooklyn. We'll have another one tomorrow night. Boy, you ought to be here and take part. Well, that wraps it up. We'll be sending more play-by-play your way tomorrow night at 7:55 when the Dodgers meet the Milwaukee Braves here at Ebbets Field. You be sure to be on hand. Meantime, this is Jerry Doggett speaking for Vin Scully and Al Helfer for the American Tobacco Company. Tobacco is our middle name. On behalf of Lucky Strike, the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked. And for the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company, brewers of America's oldest lager beer, Schaefer. Between now and then, whenever you're thirsty, for real enjoyment, make it Schaefer. It's real beer.
For real enjoyment. Hello. Get Schaefer beer. For real enjoyment. Ask for Schaefer. It's real beer. For real refreshment. Get Schaefer beer. Yeah. For real refreshment. Ask for Schaefer. It's real beer.
The final score again, Brooklyn 3, Milwaukee 2. And now, on behalf of Schaefer Beer and Lucky Strike Cigarettes in cooperation with Sports Network, we wish you all a very pleasant good afternoon.